What's up, everybody? I'm Dee Hill.
I'm RJ.
And we are here to talk about some of the issues that are on our mind for this week. It's the day after the 4th of July, 2019. And this is our first video, so we're just going to see how it goes. Yeah. How was your 4th, man?
It was good. It was good. Nothing big, just me and my boys and my brother.
Okay.
Cooked some chicken, some hot dogs.
Right.
Nice,
cooked,
simple.
Yeah. I had my girl and my cousin and my dad and stepmother over, and I didn't plan to grill, but I was on the grill all day. You know, it seemed like it. I was finished grilling, then my dad brought some more food. I was like, man, I didn't know I had to cook all this, you know. But it turned out to be a great day. We played some spades, taught people how to play spades. Won every game I played, so can't complain. Yeah.
So of all the spades players you had at your house, how many people actually knew how to play spades?
So there were a total of 6 people, and 4 of us knew how to play.
Okay.
But only 3 of us considered ourselves somewhat decent. Like I told you, I don't consider myself to be a great spades player.
Right.
When I'm around professionals,
Like me, I guess.
maybe,
Yeah.
you know, I mess up quite a bit. So at least they tell me I mess up. So, but I was the man last night. That's all that matters.
All right.
Yeah. Y'all play any games yesterday?
No, we didn't play no games, but we did some fireworks. We actually went to. Our intent was to go to Stone Mountain and watch the fireworks display.
Okay.
So we left here, I don't know, around 9:30, thinking that we would catch it.
Yeah.
And I went to my, using my phone and checked it. All the gates were closed, so we couldn't actually get on.
Right.
So there's a couple of parking lots. There's the Walmart parking lot, and then there's another parking lot where Target used to be.
Okay.
All right. So
Yeah,
we decided we'd go over there and watch the fireworks. So that's what we did. And there was a lot of people. Everybody. That's what everyone was doing. It seemed like. It was all in the parking lots watching the fireworks.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
We were talking about doing that at first. With my dad and my stepmother, they wanted to go out, but I told them, every year at my house, there's like 2 places on either side that we can just stand out in the yard and watch the fireworks. So we did that. And but my dad and stepmother, even though in their early 60s, they act like they're in their late 70s. And they stood out there for about 10 minutes and said they had to go home. So that was.
So was your
we had a great
dad,
time.
he stays far or what?
He stays in Atlanta, not too far from what's it called, where all the artsy stuff and the tattoo places are.
Midtown.
Not Midtown. What's it? Little Five Points.
Oh, Little Five Points. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay, yeah.
So they live there. I live in Marietta, so
Okay.
yeah, it wasn't. It can be a hike if there's traffic, but it wasn't that far.
Yeah, I like Little Midtown. I mean, little 5 Points.
Yeah. So
It's a cool little spot.
that was last night. It was a good holiday. Time off is always good.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
both working, man.
Yeah, it feels good to have these 2 days off. Definitely.
No doubt.
We're gonna get back to work next week. It's gonna be grind. All that work we didn't do this week,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to pick up next week. So.
Right. Speaking of work, we were talking about as far as setting goals and whatnot, and you were saying that you had made a goal of getting to the job, or at least the company
Right.
that you have now.
Right.
Talk
Right.
about that. Like when, like how long ago did you set that goal, and how long did it take from there?
I would say, honestly, I set that goal maybe 5 years ago,
Okay.
or maybe even 7, because I've been working it now for 2 years.
Right.
So 7 years ago, after I completed my degree in accounting, I had my idea of where I wanted to be at in a set period of time, and what kind of work I wanted to be doing,
Yeah.
and the kind of company I wanted to work for. So, but like I was saying, if you put it in your head, and you kind of plan it,
Right.
I believe you can do pretty most anything. Seriously.
I believe that too. Anything humanly possible, we can do it if we set our mind to it.
Like I said, though, some people, or sometimes we are victim of circumstances where you have something that is really extraneous and it's really hard to
Yeah.
get out of.
You could say a man born with no legs can't expect to win, a foot race. But then we look at Oscar Pistorius, who has no legs, but he's won plenty of foot races.
Right.
So
Wait,
It's
no.
not.
No. But isn't he running against people with one leg too? He's not running against.
No, he's running against people with 2 legs.
No, he's not.
Yes, Oscar Pistorius. Yeah.
No.
The white guy
That's
from
not fair.
South Africa.
He's got
See,
springs.
that's the thing people were saying is
He's
unfair.
got. I mean, he's got working knees. He just don't let
But
him
if I'm not mistaken, though, I think he started off. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he started off like with paraplegics.
Okay.
And then
Then he was just whooping them.
I-
He said, "I gotta
I
step it
think,
up."
I think that's the situation. I might be wrong about that. So don't quote me on that. Yeah. So but to the point, if you set your mind to
Right.
it, you can do it. A lot of us, African Americans, and some other people, we say that because we are so far behind, or our people had to rise up from slavery.
But to that point, it's like, okay, you know that. You know this is your, or this is a hurdle.
Right.
So what are you gonna do to get around it?
Or
Or are you just gonna say, oh, that is there. I can't do nothing about it.
Well, that's the problem with some people. But obviously, you have looked around that hurdle, and a lot of us have. We realized, we started from lower than the bottom, but we worked our way up and kept moving until we set some goals and we got those goals accomplished.
Right.
Yeah, that's the point, I think. So, what's next on your what's a big goal that you're looking at next?
Well, a couple things. I'm renting a home right now. I guess another goal of mine is to actually purchase a home. But it had to be in the same area, the kind of like where I'm staying at. So
Gotcha.
that kind of presents a little difficulty. But that's my next goal.
Okay, gotcha.
Purchase a home. Not saying that it. I don't know. I don't look down on it. Like like I mentioned the other day. When I told somebody that I was moving.
Right.
And they're immediate responsible. And it's not just one person. It's multiple people.
Okay.
It's like you're moving. Oh, you renting or you buying? What difference does it make to you whether I'm renting or buying?
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
I'm personally taking it as that. Oh, okay, you're renting.
Not where I am.
That's my. It may not be. That may not be what's on their mind.
Right.
But the fact that you're asking it, it's like, and not your immediate thought would be like, well, where?
Right.
That would be my thing. Oh, well, where are you moving to? Oh, you renting or you buying?
Yeah. There's levels to that because
Right.
I own a home, but there's a lot of stuff I haven't taken care of with my house. I need a new deck on the back. I got an old rotted wood deck.
That's the thing too. Right.
And I've had to do so much with the house.
Right.
A house can be a burden
Right.
if you own one. So
Right.
I told you my younger cousin, they're like my third cousin, he and his wife have been staying with us for the last week or so.
Right.
And they're buying a brand new home.
Okay.
So they're like, it could be considered that next level renter, owning old house and having a brand new home built.
Mm-hmm.
So the challenges that they're going through are a little bit different than the challenges that I went through buying an old house built back in 1996. All they got to do is wait for the inspection to move in.
Mm-hmm.
But that has been a problem because they said that the fire marshal or whoever that's supposed to inspect the home was on vacation, and there was nobody to take his place to come and do the job. So that set them back like 4 or 5 days, which is outrageous. So I think that might be a little bit off the point, but just making the point that there's always a challenge, and everybody
Right.
has different goals. Renting, ownership, owning a nicer home, and then how many properties do you own? From there.
Right.
But it's all about what you want and where you are in life.
But like you said,
I don't consider one to be less than the other myself. But some people do.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah.
But that was just my personal thought. It's like
Yeah. No, I totally feel you. Yeah. And as you know, one of my goals was I have 1 degree, but I needed another degree. So
You said you needed what do you need another degree for?
well, maybe I just felt like I needed it because nowadays they say a degree is a waste of money, a college degree. So, but I did that. I spent 2.5 years, and got it done. and now considering what I want to do next, and I'm okay if I don't use it. It was just a goal that I set, to be honest. So that's one of the goals that I set recently. And a lot of the things I talk about is around goal setting when I'm trying to motivate people to do stuff.
Right.
And, you know, I guess so that I'm not a hypocrite, you gotta show and tell, you know. I gotta prove that I can do it too. So that's one of the things that I did recently. It was tough, you know, but we did.
So
we did
we
it too.
both. I'm saying we both recently just completed the degree just recently. So yeah.
Yeah. Even in my old age.
Yeah.
Old age.
In my older age.
But hey, it's never too late if you got something you want to do and you're gonna do it. Make it happen.
Right.
Yeah. So, what else we talking about today? I know.
Well, me and my brother we were talking about it yesterday. Well, I'm not 100% on it as far as Nas Zilla X, but apparently you know
Nas X.
What did I call him? Nas Zilla X?
Yeah.
Nas X number 10, whatever his name is.
Right.
But apparently he's got like the number one downloaded rap video of all time.
I didn't know that.
Of all time.
Wow.
Yeah. But and apparently he, you know, I guess he has a song on his album where he's coming up to saying he's gay.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
I mean, it's not, you know, that's cool. That's
Right.
Want to be, you know. Nothing wrong, but apparently in the hip hop community, it's not embracing them as what's that?
Hip hop, the everlasting story.
Never ending story.
Never ending story. I knew it said something like that.
But apparently he's not being embraced like, you know, like that, which is kind of ironic. Like I said, mentioned to you, it's like for music genre is kind of known for its misogynistic, you know,
content.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just kind of ironic that he's supposed to keep his particular likes inside. You know what I'm saying? Why?
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Yeah. Well, so what's your? Do you mind to share your opinion?
I mean, if he wants to talk about it, I have no problem with him talking about it.
That's right, because you said that Lil Boozy said that he shouldn't.
Right. He should. Lil Boozy said he should keep it to himself.
Right. At the same time,
Right.
he's talking about his own sexuality throughout all his music.
Right. I
So
mean,
it's hypocritical.
it's not just him. It's pretty much all. I mean, even going back to, you know, my favorite, Big Daddy Kane. That was what you talked about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Big Butt, LL Cool J, all that.
Right. We love it, man. You know,
Yeah.
but if they start talking about gay stuff, we're not. You and I might not listen to it, but they got the right to put it out there.
Right.
And take care of their audience and everybody else. You know, if he had not said that, which I still haven't heard him say anything in particular myself, but is that going to stop you from listening to his music if it sounds like? What if Big Daddy Kane had came out gay? Would you still listen to his music?
How? I don't know. That's a hypothetical. I don't know.
His music didn't change.
Or if he started rapping about dudes and
well, that would be different. But I'm talking about the same music that he put out. I mean, that if he was doing the same music, that would not have changed me being.
Let it, bro. Get hold, like get hold back and fold. I don't know. Right. I don't know if it would make a whole lot of difference.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
Because his lyrics were fire. I mean,
it might have given the song raw.
Like I said, Little Nas X,
content.
Billy Ray Cyrus actually makes the song.
Yeah.
From what I've heard of it anyway. So it's not like his lyrics are. I don't know too many black people that really listen to him. He's got the number one, and that's mostly
coincidentally
white folks that are enjoying his, because it's that crossover country, whatever it is.
Right.
It's not, you know what I'm saying? He fought to get it on that, I guess, the country billboard or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. But I think they still didn't put it up there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but he got all that publicity out of it, and that's how his thing is number one now. I mean, it's not like it's hip hop, but it's not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can understand their problem with it on that side, but the gay agenda, I'm not necessarily on board with, you know, them down or dissing them for that.
Right, absolutely. And you know, I hesitate to say agenda myself. You know, I don't think they want rights. just like everybody else. You know, is that really? I guess that is an agenda. But when some people say the gay agenda,
when you say rights, what rights do they have?
A lot of they have to fight for the right to be married. So that is
okay.
And acceptance to be themselves without being ostracized or beaten in the streets, like that's happening to transgender people.
Right.
They're getting attacked. Somebody, I know there was people murdered recently.
Right.
So
yeah.
If that's an agenda, then hey, there's nothing wrong with an agenda. It's just trying to live your life and not be attacked for it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, coincidentally, when we were playing spades last night, my stepmother, she's from Trinidad, and we were going around the table saying pick a song, and she picked Old Town Road, and we were just playing the song. So
wow,
that just happened to be.
And y'all played the song last night?
Yeah.
Like I said, I've heard it. I've seen the video a little bit, but I've never actually listened to it to really take it in. But it really.
This is our first video, so I'm going to check something right quick.
Yes.
We're not going to pause it because you guys understand, whoever's watching. And also, it's still going, and we still looking somewhat decent. Yeah. So that happened, and like I said, I haven't heard all of that story myself, but more power to him as far as I'm concerned.
Right. Yeah. Good thing.
No doubt.
Little Nas X. It's Little Nas X, right?
Little Nas X.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder how Nas actually feels about it.
He probably is not even thinking about it.
Oh, he's thinking about it. You kidding me?
He probably was.
Oh,
at
he's
first
thinking
when
about
he heard
it.
the name, but he probably
Hey,
takes
he's
it
like,
as
this
a
guy
compliment.
getting more shine off of my name than I ever got.
Nas got plenty of shine in his day, man. You know? And it's still his day because he's making money elsewhere now with the investments and whatnot. So, yeah. That's something to talk about right there. That's a good segue.
What's that?
Investments.
Oh,
Are you
okay.
doing any right now as far as stocks or anything outside?
Sadly, no. Just my 401k. Which is doing pretty good now, thanks to Donnie.
Yeah.
Don, he's he's
Teflon Don.
Teflon Don. He's doing something.
Right. So you're not too mad at him right now, yeah. Well, not at that anyway.
I'm not mad at him about that. No.
Yeah.
His rhetoric is really just juvenile, but he's doing good for big business. Big business people love him, like him.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? But we definitely see that a widening of the gap. You know what I'm saying, between the haves and the have-nots. I've seen. I work downtown.
Right.
So just from like 2 years ago, I guess maybe this has to do with some of the closings of the shelters and whatnot.
Yeah.
But every morning, every evening, when I'm going incoming, there's so many homeless people down there. It's like it grows every day. It's crazy.
It's crazy because even in Cobb County now, which is a little bit north of Atlanta, we see. I saw a young white dude. He looked almost like Beckham, was the soccer player, and he was begging out there. He said he had no family and asking for change on the side of the road, which is where. But I've seen a lot of younger white kids. Or when I say kids, probably in their early 20s and stuff like that, begging.
Right.
And I thought maybe a lot of them were like just doing it. Let's go across the country and
trekking or whatever.
Beg along the way to make some money. But I don't know. Who would do that? There's some people who would.
Right. You want to do it across the United States? You go over to Europe and do something like
maybe
that.
So, and maybe they were European. Who knows? I don't know.
Maybe they're doing the flip flop.
Right,
They do.
Right. But I've been seeing quite a bit of that. I've seen that over by Moreland Avenue and up in Cobb County.
Yeah, so definitely, man, like I said, that divide is getting bigger. So I don't see it changing anymore anytime soon, especially with technology, getting more and more advanced.
Yeah.
And like I said, you talk about getting another degree, it's like you kind of have to have that additional training just to keep up.
Yeah, and training more than anything, because, mostly everything that we learn in college, you can find it online for free. But having to take a class really motivates you more so than doing it on your own to actually learn it.
Right.
You know, that's the big difference, I think. Because yeah, you can say you're gonna do it. You're just going, I'm gonna do my own studying. But how many people actually do that? You might be able to name one.
Right.
Well, I don't know any.
That's right, because most people need that
push.
that zapper.
Then there needs to be a penalty for not
exactly
doing it,
right. Either monetary or just seeing that failing grade on there.
Exactly.
Have to take it over again. You're right.
So I agree very much so that college is not necessary. But if you're going to go into certain industries, certain businesses, yeah. But if you're going to be
it's only necessary because this. Like I said, this worker bee society deems it necessary.
Yeah.
I mean,
but again, for certain jobs, right?
Yeah.
And but even those jobs that right now don't require a degree, we know that robotics, software, computers, those things are going to be taking a lot of those jobs. They are testing, and I think some have already employed like truck driving. Robots.
Imagine that.
Yeah, that's coming. Uber is doing their testing with driverless cars. So it's like almost no job is safe. So yeah, you gotta become a programmer or something safe because there's no safe job.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're a comedian, you can program a robot to tell jokes.
I don't know about that. Because sometimes it's your face to back up.
You probably want to,
sometimes it's your face that makes people go, okay. It's your voice and your face and all that.
Yeah.
Sometimes Dave Chappelle don't even have to tell a joke. He just make a funny looking face.
True.
It's not that comedian. I don't know.
Yeah. But I'm just making a point because I put something on. I was writing something on Facebook about it not too long ago that computers can take just about any job.
Now, speaking of Facebook, I made a switch on you, but I heard it was down the other day. Is that right? Was it down the other day?
I didn't know about it the other day.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know this. I'm not saying it wasn't. I just didn't hear about that one. But it was down a couple of months ago, I know.
Okay.
Yeah. It happens. They're not perfect. But name a job that you think, besides comedian, that a computer or actor that a computer can't take, or a robot.
Well, the top executives, you're always going to need somebody that's a president, you know what I'm saying, or CEO. You're going to always need that.
He could be a puppet for the computer that actually runs the company.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess politics. Yeah, you're always going to need
politics.
People for politics.
That's possible. But did you ever see the companion cartoon that came with The Matrix? It was The Matrix.
Oh yeah, I never watched that though.
It's very, very good. You should see it. I mean, even now it's still relevant. But on there, the robots, the machines, as they called it on The Matrix, they had their own robot politician who negotiated with the people, who were still free, like the people of Zion, for instance. And they had their own robot, like president and politicians, to come negotiate peace treaty or whatnot. And of course, the robot tricked them, and I think he ended up killing them, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But so that's arguable too. If it can be somewhat imagined, and with AI becoming more and more powerful, it's possible. But I'm going to say this. I was having an argument recently with a good friend about AI. I don't think that AI, or let me start over. AI can only become a problem, a threat for us as far as our existence, if it's programmed to do so.
Do you think though that, I know, like you said, our technology is more and more ingrained in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, instead of a camera, you do. An actual video camera, you're using your phone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
10 years ago, maybe 15, unheard of. Not only that, we're so joined at the hip with our phones. Do you think eventually, or is it starting to get negative, or you know what I'm saying, to that point?
When you say negative, what do you mean?
Like, are we just? We are too dependent on it. I mean, are we too dependent on it already?
Consider the fact, people have pacemakers.
Yeah, but you need that to live. You need that to live.
So, how is that different from having?
Have it going too far?
I don't think so. I mean, progress, in my opinion, is a part of being human, and the technology that comes along with that. It can be used for something negative.
Again, you said progress is a part of being
progress
human.
is a part of being human. Absolutely.
But we're taking kind of humanity out of a lot of the stuff that we do with computers.
Why can't it enhance humanity?
So what are the human? I mean, you got humans. Or excuse me.
Yeah.
You got computerized. Like
Computer
machines that are actually pick your cotton or pick your corn.
Right.
People used to do that. So.
I don't know, what's your point exactly?
People are being kind of like not eliminated, but kind of
that's why we got to progress.
Losing their spot.
We have to progress. So you need to, if you're in one of those positions where you might lose your spot to a computer, you need to realize it. We're telling you that right now. You might lose your spot to a computer, so you need to figure out your next move. You can't stay in your same job for years, decades, like our fathers and our mothers did.
But is that necessarily a good thing, or
why? If you don't be prepared for it, it's not a good thing. But if you prepare for it, yes, you have prepared to move up in the next step of your career.
But
why can't everybody
at the
else?
same time, people were happy back then. People might argue that they were happier.
Somebody wasn't happy, and that's why we have these advancements now. So yeah, there's always some outliers.
The person that wasn't happy was the person that was the boss.
I disagree.
Yeah, because now he said, I can get all this money. I don't have to pay Jimmy to, pick my strawberries or whatever. I have a computer that can do it 10 times as fast, or a machine that can do it 10 times as fast.
Okay, but so you're saying that you would be okay with being a sharecropper right now? I mean, on your own land, and not being able to play, what's the video game with your son?
Fortnite
with your son or something like that?
Or Minecraft or...
Yeah. I'm not, well, if you didn't know, yeah. But somebody's always advancing. And when we see those advancements, especially if it makes life easier. Running water.
Right.
If you see somebody running water, you're going to want that. And that's how I think advancements come along. Things do come along that better life. Extend life.
I guess my question is, like I said, so what about those people that are not going to make that jump?
Well, there's still like Aboriginal people here and there.
In the United States, you're not Aboriginals in the U.S. But
I mean, there are indigenous people who have not changed too much, but even they have progress. I'm sure that they find better ways to hunt. That's progression. And I don't want to hunt if I like being able to go to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now looking into growing my own vegetable garden and stuff because
I was thinking about that too.
But the option is there, and I personally think that's a good thing. There's always going to be bad stuff that happens, I think, and we find solutions to those bad things, and we move on to the next issue and improve that and so forth. And that's progress. Progress is a good thing in my opinion. That's just my opinion, though.
What we at? An hour? What we at?
We're at just over 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess my thing is, though, I'm just curious what the end game is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that doesn't have to be an end game.
There has to be.
The next thing, we move to a different planet. Which I think is
why you think that?
Because we're destroying the resources here, and we're continuously having babies.
Well, yeah. Well,
unless the Earth doesn't grow, so we're going to outgrow it eventually. Maybe not in our lifetime or your children's lifetime, but eventually.
you think there's a planet that's suitable that we can?
I don't think we found it yet.
Okay.
No. But in my opinion, the moon is a good place to start as opposed to Mars.
Now, and I've heard people talk about that too. Like I heard Bill Maher mention that. Like, let's go to the moon.
I think that's where I got the idea from.
But you have to understand what the moon does for the Earth. I think if we start screwing around with the moon, then we're already seeing climatic changes already. The moon is in charge of like our oceans as far as tidal waves and all that. I think we start screwing with that. I think
we can't affect the orbit of the moon. I mean, it would take a long time to do that. But us just being there and building buildings and biospheres or whatever, it's not going to affect the orbit of the moon or affect it where we're going to affect the moon's effect on the Earth. That's trying to think from a somewhat scientific stance. I don't think that we can simply, easily do that. You think I'm wrong on that?
No, I don't know. It's a good question because it makes you think. It's like, we went to the moon 40, 50 years ago. How come we didn't go back?
But the United States didn't. But my understanding, China, Russia, and one or two other countries did. I know at least China,
the thing was just to get there, and I guess it was really short-sighted. We're just gonna go to the moon. Just go to the moon.
I think
maybe
there was no ability to visualize what they were able to do there, and perhaps still not. But I think that like the space station would be a good idea there instead of just a floating space station. Also put a space station on the moon. It would probably be less problematic than the space station they have now. Not that it has many problems, but hey, that would be one usage for the moon. And I think what Bill Maher was saying, that if necessary, that station on the moon can then be a launch point to
go to Mars. Yeah,
wherever.
Right. I think I heard him mention that.
So start with the moon and go from there. So that's a good thing to consider. I think we started on progress and ended up on the moon. That's a good.
Yeah.
That's
there you go.
Right. Yeah. So, anything else you want to talk about right now?
Not on our first go around. Like I said, we're gonna come with some hard hitting topics.
Absolutely, and maybe we'll have some guests as we figure stuff out, see how this looks, and how we're gonna have some more technology helping us out along the way. It's a little bit, what's the word? Low tech right now, but things are gonna get better.
Yeah.
So this was fun, you right?
Yeah, certainly enjoyed it. I felt comfortable. Right. The first few seconds, you're like, the camera gets you all in the thing, but
But
feel more comfortable.
Thank you for joining. We don't know what the name of this thing is yet, but we're gonna figure that out too. And if we do put this online, please like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
All right,
out.
Peace.